7 reasons why the chosen ones are feared the most. Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22:14. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom. If you have ever felt different, as if you were meant for something greater, then this message is for you. The path of the chosen ones is not easy. It is one of strength, purpose, and divine calling. But why are they feared the most? In this video, we will uncover the 7 powerful reasons why chosen ones stand apart and why the world often reacts to them with fear. If you've ever felt misunderstood or out of place, this will give you the clarity and affirmation you need. Stay with me until the end, and let's dive deep into these profound truths together. Do you resonate with this? Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your experiences. And if this message speaks to you, don't forget to like and share it with others walking the same path. Let's awaken more souls to their divine purpose. 1. Influence on the collective consciousness. The presence of chosen ones in the world is not random. It is a divine orchestration meant to shift the course of humanity. They carry a unique energy, one that disrupts the illusions woven by systems built on fear, control, and deception. Their very existence serves as a catalyst for awakening, igniting a deeper awareness in those around them. Unlike the masses conditioned to accept reality as it is presented, chosen ones see beyond the veil, recognizing the hidden forces at play. Their spiritual insight and unwavering connection to truth challenge the foundations of manipulated consciousness, making them a force that cannot be ignored. As chosen ones step into their purpose, their influence spreads like ripples in water, awakening those who are ready to break free from societal programming. The impact is not limited to individuals. It extends to the collective mind of humanity. They introduce new perspectives, dismantle limiting beliefs, and inspire others to question everything they once accepted without thought. This shift in awareness threatens those who thrive on control, as their power depends on keeping people asleep blind to their true potential. The presence of even a few enlightened souls has the power to weaken these structures, forcing them to resist, suppress, or even attack those who dare to awaken the masses. Despite the resistance, the mission of the chosen ones is unstoppable. Their energy cannot be contained because it is aligned with a higher purpose, one that transcends earthly limitations. No matter how much opposition they face, their light continues to shine, breaking through illusions and paving the way for a new reality. They are not here to conform, but to transform. Every truth they speak, every soul they awaken, and every system they challenge brings humanity closer to a collective shift in consciousness. It is an inevitable process, one that cannot be reversed. For once the mind is expanded, it can never return to its previous state. The chosen ones are not feared because they seek power, but because they strip power away from those who manipulate reality. They dismantle fear with wisdom, break chains with knowledge, and replace deception with divine truth. This is why they are seen as a threat, because their very presence accelerates a transformation that cannot be undone. The world is changing, and the chosen ones are the guiding force behind this shift, whether the system is ready for it or not. Comment below. I am a catalyst for awakening. If you are ready to rise and shift the collective consciousness, Two, agents of transformation. The chosen ones are not just individuals. They are forces of transformation. Wherever they go, they bring change, disrupting the status quo, challenging outdated beliefs, and awakening those around them to deeper truths. This transformation is not always welcomed, especially by those who find comfort in ignorance. People who prefer to remain in their familiar ways resist change because it forces them to confront realities they would rather avoid. The chosen ones act as mirrors, reflecting the hidden truths of the world and exposing illusions. Their presence alone becomes a catalyst, stirring the minds of those who have long been asleep, shaking the foundations of deeply ingrained patterns and beliefs. This disruption is unsettling, even intimidating, to those who are unwilling to evolve. It is not that the chosen ones seek conflict, it is simply the nature of their existence. Their wisdom, clarity, and energy naturally challenge deception and darkness, making them a threat to those who thrive in ignorance. When they walk into a room, their very presence shifts the atmosphere. Their energy is undeniable. Their words pierce through illusions, and their actions inspire change, whether people are ready for it or not. Fear arises when people feel their reality being questioned, their illusions shattered, and their control slipping away. Those who are attached to falsehoods and superficial structures often see the chosen ones as dangerous because they dismantle everything artificial. This is why the world resists them, why some seek to silence them, and why they often walk a path filled with resistance. Yet, this is the purpose of the chosen ones: to awaken, to transform, and to elevate. Their role is not to seek approval, but to fulfill their divine mission. Though they may be feared, they are also deeply respected by those who recognize the power of truth. Transformation is never easy, but those who embrace it find themselves on the path of true spiritual awakening. Do you feel the presence of transformation within you? If so, comment, "I am an agent of change," below to share your thoughts and connect with others who embrace their role in awakening the world. 3. Powerful spiritual vision. The chosen ones have been feared, not because they seek power or dominance, but because they possess an extraordinary ability to see beyond the illusions that keep most people trapped. Unlike the masses who accept the surface-level narratives of society, the chosen ones have an innate connection to deeper spiritual truths. They do not simply take things at face value. Instead, they question, analyze, and uncover the hidden forces that shape reality. This rare perception allows them to see through deception, recognize falsehoods, and expose the manipulation that operates behind the scenes. And for those who thrive on control, deceit, and distortion, this is a terrifying prospect. There is a reason why those who hold power fear individuals who possess spiritual discernment. The world is often built on carefully crafted illusions, false promises, misleading ideologies, and manipulative tactics that keep people in submission. But the chosen ones disrupt this carefully maintained facade. They sense when words do not match actions. They detect when something feels off, even when everything appears normal. This heightened awareness makes them immune to brainwashing and societal conditioning. As George Orwell once said, "In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act." And that is precisely why the chosen ones are feared. They bring truth to a world that is not ready to hear it. The ability to expose darkness is both a gift and a burden. When the chosen ones reveal uncomfortable truths, they disrupt the power structures that depend on ignorance. They expose the lies woven into politics, media, religion, and even personal relationships. Their mere presence forces others to confront realities they would rather ignore. This is why history has seen many truth seekers persecuted, silenced, or labeled as threats. The great philosopher Socrates was sentenced to death for corrupting the minds of the youth, simply because he encouraged critical thinking. Jesus Christ himself was feared by the religious elite because his spiritual wisdom challenged their authority. The pattern is clear. When you bring light to darkness, those who benefit from the shadows will resist. Fear of the chosen ones does not stem from their aggression, but from their refusal to conform. They do not blindly follow rules that contradict their inner wisdom. They do not submit to systems that oppress the human spirit. Instead, they question everything. And this makes them unpredictable, uncontrollable, and, therefore, dangerous to those who seek dominance. Many will try to discredit them, calling them crazy, rebellious, or delusional. But in reality, the chosen ones are simply awake while others remain asleep. As Carl Jung wisely stated, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And yet, despite the fear and opposition they face, the chosen ones continue to walk their path. They understand that their purpose is not to please the world, but to elevate it. Their spiritual strength comes from within, not from external validation. They do not seek approval, nor do they need permission to shine. Instead, they stand firm, knowing that their vision is clear, their mission is sacred, and their existence is a catalyst for awakening. And while the world may fear them, the universe honors them, for they are the bearers of light in a realm that desperately needs it. If this message resonates with you, declare it with faith. I see beyond illusions. I discern the truth. I am a beacon of light, and no deception can cloud my vision. 4. Unbreakable spirit. The path of the chosen ones is never easy. From an early age, they encounter trials that test the very core of their existence. Betrayal, loss, rejection, and immense struggles. But rather than succumbing to despair, they embrace their hardships as opportunities for growth. Every wound becomes a lesson, every setback a stepping stone, refining them into unshakable warriors of spirit. They are not victims of their circumstances. They are warriors shaped by fire, emerging stronger with each trial. What makes the chosen ones truly unbreakable is not just their personal resilience, but the divine energy that fuels them. Unlike those who rely solely on worldly means, the chosen ones draw their power from an eternal source. This connection to the higher realm grants them wisdom, courage, and an unwavering determination that cannot be diminished by external forces. While others may falter under pressure, the chosen ones stand firm, guided by an inner force that transcends human limitations. There is nothing more intimidating to those in power than a soul that refuses to be broken. Every time the chosen ones are knocked down, they rise with even greater strength. Their ability to transform pain into power, failure into wisdom, and obstacles into opportunities makes them unstoppable. Those who seek to suppress them find themselves facing an impossible challenge. How do you control someone who cannot be subdued? How do you silence a voice that grows louder with every attempt to suppress it? The world both fears and respects those who cannot be controlled. The chosen ones challenge the status quo simply by existing. Their resilience exposes the weakness of systems built on fear and manipulation. Their presence disrupts the illusion of control that many hold on to. This is why they are often met with resistance, opposition, and even persecution. But rather than being discouraged, the chosen ones understand that such reactions are simply proof of their power. If you recognize this unyielding strength within yourself, know that you are not alone. You are part of a lineage of souls who have walked this earth with purpose and divine resilience. Do not fear the opposition. Let it be a reminder of the power you carry. Stand firm in your truth. Rise above every challenge and embrace the unbreakable spirit that defines you. The world may try to bend you, but it will never break you. Stay connected with our community of awakened souls by subscribing to our channel. Here, we honor the unbreakable spirit of the chosen ones, sharing wisdom and inspiration to fuel your journey. Remember, your strength comes from a higher power. No force can break you, and no obstacle can hold you down. Keep rising, keep shining, and embrace the unstoppable force within you. 5. Spiritual grounding. In a world where people are easily swayed by material desires and social status, the chosen ones stand firm. Their value is not determined by wealth, fame, or societal approval, but by a deep spiritual connection that keeps them grounded in truth. This unwavering foundation makes them immune to external pressures, allowing them to move through life with clarity and purpose. Unlike those who chase validation through money or influence, chosen ones understand that true power comes from within. They are not tempted by fleeting luxuries or the illusion of status because their fulfillment comes from a source that cannot be bought or taken away. This deep-rooted spiritual grounding makes them untouchable. No amount of manipulation, control, or coercion can break their resolve. And that is precisely why they are feared. In a system designed to control people through wealth, power, and fear, the chosen ones are an anomaly. They do not bow to external expectations or conform to societal norms. Their ability to remain unshaken in the face of pressure is intimidating to those who rely on control. When someone cannot be influenced through greed or fear, they become a force that disrupts the status quo. This spiritual grounding is not just a defense, it is a source of immense strength. It allows the chosen ones to walk their path with confidence, resist manipulation, and inspire others to break free from the illusions that bind them. Their presence alone challenges the foundations of a world built on deception, and that is why they are both respected and feared. But for the chosen ones, none of this matters. Their path is not dictated by the opinions of others, but by their unwavering connection to a higher truth. They do not seek approval or power. They simply embody a reality that many have yet to understand. And in that, they find their greatest freedom. If this message resonates with you, affirm your spiritual strength in the comments. I am deeply grounded in my divine purpose. No external force can shake me. 6. Authority without validation. Have you ever wondered why certain individuals seem to evoke fear, intimidation, or even silent resistance from those around them? These individuals, often called the chosen ones, do not seek approval from the world, nor do they mold themselves to fit into societal norms. Instead, they move with an unshakable sense of divine authority, guided by a force far greater than human validation. Their presence alone commands attention, yet it is not through arrogance or force, but through an undeniable spiritual energy that speaks to something deep within others. Most people live their lives craving approval, constantly looking for external validation to feel worthy, appreciated, or accepted. They chase recognition, applause, and conformity, believing that their worth is determined by the opinions of others. But the chosen ones are different. They have already found their wholeness within. They do not need external confirmation of their value because they recognize their spiritual essence. As Lao Tzu once said, "Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner." The chosen ones understand this truth deeply, and because they refuse to be controlled by societal expectations, they become untouchable, unshaken, and unstoppable. This silent but powerful self-assurance unsettles those who are still caught in the illusion of external validation. Many feel uneasy in their presence, not because the chosen ones seek to intimidate, but because they serve as a living mirror, reflecting the limitations that others place upon themselves. When people encounter someone who does not seek approval, who walks in confidence without arrogance, they begin to question their own insecurities. Suddenly, they are faced with the realization that they too could be free, yet they have spent their lives bound by invisible chains. This contrast is what triggers fear, discomfort, and even resentment. The chosen ones hold a spiritual frequency that disrupts the status quo. Their mere existence challenges the deeply ingrained belief that one must conform to be accepted. They expose the hidden fears of those who live by societal expectations rather than divine purpose. As Carl Jung stated, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. And so, instead of embracing their own potential, many choose to resist the ones who embody true freedom. But make no mistake, this fear is not the fault of the chosen ones. Their energy is simply a catalyst, awakening something dormant in the people around them. They do not move through life trying to provoke reactions, yet their presence alone shakes the foundations of false beliefs. When you walk with divine authority, when you are whole within yourself, you no longer fit into the mold that society has created. And for many, that is terrifying. The chosen ones do not seek power over others. They simply walk in their own power. They are not loud, yet their silence speaks volumes. They do not demand respect, yet it is given to them, sometimes begrudgingly. Their path is not always easy, but it is one of purpose. They walk with wisdom, knowing that their journey is not about being liked, but about fulfilling a spiritual mission far greater than personal comfort. And that, more than anything, is what makes them truly feared. Comment below. I move with divine authority. If you embrace your power without seeking validation, let your presence speak for itself. 7. Unshakable confidence. Confidence is often mistaken for arrogance, but the confidence of the chosen ones is something entirely different. It is not rooted in external validation, wealth, or social approval. It comes from a higher purpose. This divine confidence is unshakable, unwavering, and beyond the reach of those who rely on the opinions of others to define their worth. The world is filled with people who constantly seek approval, adjusting themselves to fit expectations, trends, and fleeting acceptance. In contrast, the chosen ones walk their path with certainty, unbothered by praise or criticism. They do not need permission to be who they are, and this level of self-assurance unsettles those who are insecure. When people who depend on external validation encounter a chosen one, they feel an inexplicable discomfort. It forces them to confront their own doubts and fears, making them either drawn to the chosen one's energy or resentful of it. This quiet, authoritative energy cannot be manipulated or controlled. While the world is conditioned to respond to fear, flattery, and coercion, the chosen ones stand firm, unmoved by these tactics. They are immune to the pressures that shape the masses, making them unpredictable and, therefore, feared. Their presence alone is a disruption to the status quo, an undeniable force that challenges societal norms and expectations. This is why those in power, or those who thrive on controlling others, feel threatened. The chosen ones represent freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from the need for validation. And freedom from manipulation. They do not conform. They do not waver. And they do not seek approval. Instead, they lead by example, showing others that true confidence comes not from external validation, but from an unshakable connection to one's higher calling. To be a chosen one is to carry an energy that speaks louder than words. It is to walk with certainty in a world that thrives on doubt. And while this confidence may intimidate some, it also serves as a beacon of strength for those ready to awaken to their own power. To affirm your divine confidence, declare your strength. Comment below, "I stand unshaken," to acknowledge your unwavering faith and inspire others to embrace their true power. The journey of the chosen ones is not an easy one, but it is a powerful and transformative path. Perhaps you have felt this calling deep within your soul, an unshakable knowing that you are meant for something greater. The world may fear you, but that is only because your light shines too brightly for those still trapped in the darkness. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who need to hear it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more profound insights on your spiritual journey. Also, be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay awakened and keep shining your divine light. Chosen ones. They're 100% sure that you are chosen, hence all eyes are on you now. Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 2014. If you've ever felt like all eyes are on you without even trying, you're not imagining things. There's something about you that draws attention, a presence that can't be ignored. But why? What is it that makes the chosen ones stand out, even when they're not seeking the spotlight? In today's video, we'll uncover the deeper truth behind this energy and why it's a sign that you're walking in your purpose. Stay tuned and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced this kind of attention without understanding why? Let's dive in. 1. They sense the depth of your purpose. There's something about you, something unspoken yet undeniable, that commands attention the moment you step into a room. It's not loud, it's not boastful, and it's certainly not forced. It's the quiet weight of purpose that rests upon your shoulders, the certainty in your steps, and the way you move through life with an unwavering sense of direction. This presence isn't about the words you speak, nor is it about external validation. It's an energy, a spiritual force that radiates from within, and whether people understand it or not, they feel it. You are not here to drift along with the tide, to merely exist, or to fit into society's mold. You move differently because you are different. Your life is not a series of empty motions or aimless pursuits. It is a journey aligned with something far greater than the mundane routines that consume most. This is what separates you, and this is what makes people take notice. Most people live reactively, responding to life as it happens, fulfilling obligations, and playing roles assigned to them. But you are not merely reacting to what you are creating. You are actively shaping your path, walking with an inner knowing that you are being led by something beyond human comprehension. And this unsettles those who cross your path. There is an unshakable truth in your presence, a spiritual awakening that others can sense even if they cannot fully define it. Some admire it, drawn to the mystery of your purpose, while others find themselves intimidated because in your presence they are forced to confront the possibility that they too could be more. Your mere existence acts as a mirror, revealing the depth of their own complacency. And that, my friend, is a powerful thing. This energy of yours doesn't beg for attention, but it commands it. People notice, even if they don't acknowledge it outright. Some will be intrigued, wanting to understand what fuels you, what keeps you so steadfast in a world where so many are lost. Others will feel discomfort because your presence reminds them that they are not walking with the same conviction. You are living proof that there is more to life than the surface-level pursuits that keep most people distracted. And while they may not fully grasp what sets you apart, they can't ignore that something about you is different. It's a spiritual frequency that cannot be mimicked or manufactured. It is the mark of someone who is chosen, someone who is here for something far greater than personal gain or fleeting pleasures. The fact is, when you walk with a deeper purpose, when you operate at a higher frequency, you will attract both admiration and opposition. The world is not always welcoming to those who go off script, who refuse to conform. But that is not a burden you have to bear. Your purpose is not to be understood, nor is it to seek approval. Your mission is to keep moving forward, to stay true to your calling, and to trust that those who are meant to walk alongside you will recognize your path. So let people notice you. Let the whispers happen. The chosen ones were never ignored because they were never meant to fit in. They were meant to rise. If you find this valuable, comment below. I keep moving forward as your declaration. 2. Your presence challenges their own identity. Your presence is more powerful than you realize. Without even trying, you disrupt the status quo, stirring something deep within those around you. It's not because you seek attention or force change, it's simply who you are. When you walk into a room, people sense a shift. They might not understand why, but something about you makes them confront parts of themselves they've carefully hidden away. You act as a mirror, reflecting not just their strengths, but also their insecurities, their doubts, and the identities they've constructed for themselves. Some will admire you for your authenticity, drawn to your ability to live in alignment with your truth. They see in you a level of spiritual growth they long for but haven't yet attained. Others, however, will feel threatened. Your clarity exposes their confusion. Your confidence makes their insecurities undeniable. The masks they wear, the personas they've built to fit into societal expectations suddenly feel flimsy, and that realization can be unsettling. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem uneasy around you, even if you've done nothing but exist? That's because your presence challenges them on a level they can't articulate. They might react with discomfort, jealousy, or even hostility, not because you've wronged them, but because you represent something they've been avoiding: truth. Consider a workplace scenario where an employee, always striving for excellence, suddenly finds themselves at odds with coworkers who seem unsettled by their dedication. The individual isn't boastful or seeking superiority. They simply work with integrity and purpose. Yet, this silent commitment to growth makes others uncomfortable because it reminds them of their own complacency. Instead of self-reflection, some may choose resentment, whispering doubts and spreading negativity. But here's the key lesson: your light is not meant to be dimmed for the comfort of others. The discomfort you evoke in people is a sign of transformation. Whether they accept it or resist it is their choice, not your burden. True spirituality isn't about fitting into spaces that ask you to shrink. It's about standing firm in who you are, even when that makes others uneasy. Growth, whether spiritual or personal, often begins in discomfort. So, ask yourself, are you willing to keep shining, even when it makes others question their own path? Because the world needs more people unafraid to be themselves, to stand in truth, and to inspire growth in ways that words never could. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 3. People expect you to slip, but you keep rising. Have you ever noticed how some people silently hope you'll slip? They may not say it outright, but deep inside, there's a part of them waiting for you to falter. Why? Because your progress shines a light on where they feel stuck. It's uncomfortable for them to see you rising while they remain stagnant. So instead of confronting their own lack of momentum, they find it easier to watch for your downfall. But here's where you break the pattern. You don't stay down. Every setback you face is just another step in your journey, a detour, not a dead end. While others expect you to crumble under pressure, you take failure and turn it into fuel. You don't let obstacles define you. Instead, you redefine them into stepping stones. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you chosen. The world watches, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with silent frustration, because every time they think they've seen the last of you, you come back sharper, wiser, and stronger than before. Think about what the great Winston Churchill once said: "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." This is the essence of spiritual wisdom. Understanding that your purpose is not tied to temporary setbacks, but to the resilience and faith you carry within you. When life throws challenges at you, do you see them as reasons to give up or as opportunities to forge your character? The truly chosen know that every challenge is a divine arrangement for a greater comeback. People may expect you to fall, but instead, you rise, proving that your strength comes not from external validation, but from the inner knowledge that you were born to be more. Each time you overcome, you force those watching to confront their own limitations. Some people will be inspired, others may be outraged, but either way, you become unmissable. Comment below, "I choose to rise," and let's continue together. 4. You inspire curiosity, but they can't fully figure you out. Ever wondered why people seem so intrigued by you, yet never quite figure you out? It's not just about being private, It's something deeper. You are a spiritual enigma, a chosen one whose presence commands attention without even trying. No matter how much someone observes, how closely they analyze you, they always come up short, left with more questions than answers. It's not because you're hiding anything. Rather, your very essence is layered, complex, and ever-evolving. The more they think they've unraveled your mystery, the more they realize there's more to discover. It's like trying to solve a puzzle that keeps expanding, or reading a book that reveals new chapters long after they thought it was finished. And here's the twist. While they're caught up trying to piece together your nature, you're not even concerned with being understood. Your focus is on your purpose, your spiritual awakening, and the path ahead. You're not here to perform or explain yourself. You're simply living in alignment with your calling. This natural detachment, this effortless authenticity, is precisely what draws people in. Some are intrigued, others are intimidated, but none can ignore you. It's why you stand out in every room, even when you're silent. In today's world, where so many are desperate for attention, validation, and quick labels, you remain an exception. You're not seeking approval, and that alone makes you powerful. Your spiritual presence speaks louder than words, making you unforgettable. And this effect lingers long after you leave. People still ponder who you are, what you think, what drives you. They sense something different about you, but they can't quite articulate it. You are walking proof that true depth cannot be faked or manufactured. This kind of presence isn't always easy to carry. At times, you may feel misunderstood or even alienated. But remember, being chosen means walking a unique path, one that not everyone will comprehend. Instead of trying to make yourself more digestible for others, embrace the mystery that makes you who you are. Let your spiritual awakening be your guiding light, and don't shrink to make others comfortable. Some will admire you, others will envy you, but none will forget you. That is the mark of the chosen. Stay true to your purpose, because whether they understand you or not, all eyes will remain on you. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 5. You radiate an otherworldly calm under pressure. There's something different about you, isn't there? When life throws chaos your way, when the pressure builds, when others around you are losing their grip, you don't break. You remain steady. It's not because your life has been easy or because you haven't faced struggles. Quite the opposite. You've walked through storms that would have drowned most people, yet here you are, unshaken. This calm, this unexplainable sense of peace you carry, isn't accidental. It's something you've cultivated through experience, through spiritual growth, through battles that forced you to find an anchor deep within yourself. And the truth is, people notice. They watch you. They wonder. While they're spiraling into panic or frustration, they see you standing firm, responding with clarity instead of reacting with emotion. It unnerves them because they're used to seeing others crack under pressure. But with you, there's an unshakable resilience that sets you apart. They can't help but ask themselves, what do they know that I don't? Think about a time when you faced a challenge that should have broken you, but instead, it made you stronger. Maybe you lost a job, went through a heartbreaking betrayal, or faced uncertainty that made others anxious. But instead of collapsing, you moved with faith. You saw the bigger picture, trusted the process, and refused to let fear control you. That's the power of true spirituality. It's not about avoiding hardships. It's about learning to be at peace even in the midst of them. It's why some of the strongest people you'll ever meet aren't the loudest or the most aggressive. They're the ones who've mastered the art of staying grounded no matter what's happening around them. This is what makes you different. This is why all eyes are on you now. People are drawn to that kind of energy because it's rare. They want to know how you do it, how you carry yourself with such confidence and trust in something greater than the immediate storm. But here's a question for you. What is your anchor? What keeps you steady when everything else is shaking? Because the truth is, resilience isn't just about having a strong mind. It's about having a strong spirit. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you are held, guided, and equipped for whatever comes your way. The real test isn't avoiding pressure, but thriving under it. And that's exactly what you do. Your spiritual growth has given you the kind of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. It's seen. And whether people admit it or not, they admire it. Some may envy it, but all of them recognize it. So keep walking in your power, keep standing firm, and remember, your calm is a reflection of the battles you've already won. And if you feel inspired by this message, type, "I trust the process," as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. 6. Your aura demands respect, not attention. There's something undeniable about you, something that doesn't need to be announced or proven, yet it's impossible to ignore. While the world is full of people chasing attention, working tirelessly to be noticed, you stand apart without even trying. Your aura isn't loud. It doesn't beg for validation or applause. Instead, it carries an unshakable energy, one that naturally commands respect. You don't have to be the one speaking the loudest to be heard. Your presence alone, your unwavering confidence, and the depth of your spiritual wisdom do all the talking. It's not about seeking approval. It never has been. And that's exactly what makes people stop, observe, and even admire you, often without fully understanding why. There's a distinct difference between those who seek attention and those who command respect, and it all comes down to the energy you carry. Attention seekers thrive on external validation, constantly measuring their worth based on how many eyes are on them. But your power is internal, grounded, and independent. You don't need to be seen to feel valuable. Your worth isn't determined by applause. And because you don't crave validation, people are instinctively drawn to you. There's something in your presence that makes them question themselves, not in a way that makes them feel small, but in a way that awakens a deeper reflection within them. When they stand in your presence, they feel the contrast between fleeting attention and true inner strength. They start to wonder, am I truly comfortable with myself? Or have I been seeking validation all along? Your quiet authority forces them to look inward, to examine their own insecurities, and to reconsider what it means to be truly confident. This is why all eyes are on you now, not because you've demanded it, but because your essence makes an impact. Even in a world obsessed with performance, where people measure success by how much they are seen, you remind them that true power doesn't need to announce itself. Think about the greatest leaders, the ones whose influence shaped history. Did Martin Luther King Jr. need to be the loudest person in the room to change the world? did Mother Teresa seek recognition for her selfless service. As the legendary Bruce Lee once said, the possession of anything begins in the mind. When you embody confidence without arrogance, when you walk with certainty instead of seeking approval, people take notice even if they can't explain why. So, let me ask you, have you ever felt that unspoken pull from others? That energy that makes people gravitate toward you, even when you're silent? That's not by accident. That's the power of spiritual wisdom. The energy of someone who doesn't need to prove anything, because their very existence speaks for itself. And that, my friend, is why you are unforgettable. Declare today, by commenting below, "God is with me," and let that truth sink into your heart. Share this message with someone who might need it, because encouragement multiplies when spoken. 7. You don't seek validation, and they don't understand it. In a world where validation is the currency most people trade in, you are an anomaly, a force that moves through life without seeking approval. While society is addicted to external validation, obsessing over likes, compliments, and nods of agreement, you stand firm, unwavering, and deeply rooted in your own spiritual awakening. This independence unsettles those around you because they can't comprehend how someone could walk with such certainty without needing permission or applause. They watch you closely, perplexed by the unshakable confidence that radiates from within. It's like a puzzle they can't solve because their entire sense of self-worth is built upon the opinions of others, yet you operate from a completely different blueprint, one that is internal, unshaken, and free. Your self-assurance doesn't come from external praise. It is born from a deep spiritual knowing. You have built your foundation on something far more profound than fleeting opinions, and because of that, the fluctuations of approval or criticism do not move you. To many, this is a foreign concept. They are conditioned to measure themselves against the acceptance of others, and when they encounter someone like you, who walks in their own truth without bending for recognition, it challenges everything they have been taught. It forces them to confront their own insecurities, making them question why they are so dependent on external validation while you remain free. This is why all eyes are on you now. Some watch in admiration, hoping to learn your secret, while others observe with unease, threatened by what they don't understand. Because you don't play by the rules of validation, people may try to test you. They might attempt to bait you, subtly or openly, into seeking their approval, waiting for a reaction, a moment of weakness, anything that proves you still need validation like they do. But you don't flinch. You don't seek their praise, nor are you crushed by their disapproval. This is what makes you magnetic, yet mystifying. There's an undeniable power in someone who is spiritually awakened, someone who operates from a place of inner strength rather than external influence. People are drawn to you because they want what you have: true confidence, unshakable self-worth, and an unwavering sense of purpose. In modern life, where social media feeds are flooded with people clamoring for attention, your ability to stand firm without it makes you extraordinary. While others measure their worth through comments and reactions, you move differently. You are not swayed by the tides of popular opinion because you walk in alignment with something much greater. This is the mark of a chosen one. Your spiritual awakening has freed you from the chains of validation, making you unstoppable. And the truth is, those who watch you, whether in awe or in discomfort, are secretly wondering how they too can achieve that same level of liberation. So continue to walk in your truth, undisturbed by the noise, for that is the essence of true power. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need these great values. Let's continue this conversation and go deeper into what these values really mean. 8. They can't read you, and it bothers them. Some people wear their emotions like an open book, revealing their thoughts and intentions without hesitation. But you operate on a different level. You don't hand out pieces of yourself for others to examine, and that unsettles them. In a world where people thrive on predictability, your silence, your depth, and your ability to keep certain things hidden create an aura of mystery they can't crack. They are used to analyzing people, drawing quick conclusions, and feeling like they have a grip on social interactions, but with you, they're left in the dark. And that makes them uncomfortable. Not because you're intentionally playing mind games, but because your spirituality has given you a level of awareness that goes beyond the surface. You understand that not everything deserves to be shared, that real power lies in discernment, and that your spiritual growth depends on what you choose to absorb and what you choose to protect. There's a reason why the strongest people in history, the true leaders, the chosen ones, knew when to speak and when to remain silent. Your ability to control your narrative, to hold back when necessary, and to let your presence do the talking is something that many simply don't understand. Think about someone like Steve Jobs, or even an athlete like Michael Jordan. They were never the loudest in the room, but their silence carried weight. They didn't explain themselves to everyone or constantly seek validation. Their focus, their ability to hold back and strike when the time was right, made them unpredictable. That same energy is what you carry. And because of that, people are drawn to you, but also unsure of how to approach you. They analyze your words, your expressions, your movements, trying to figure you out, trying to predict your next step. But no matter how hard they try, they keep coming up short. Why? Because you don't fit into the mold they've created for everyone else. You are on a different wavelength, one that requires deeper understanding, patience, and a level of perception that most people simply don't have. That's why your presence is both intriguing and intimidating. You make people second-guess themselves, not because you intend to, but because your energy demands it. Your unpredictability forces them to think harder, to question their own assumptions, and to realize that they cannot simply read you like they do with others. But here's the truth. Your silence isn't a defense mechanism. It's a choice. It's power. In a world where people overshare, where many feel the need to prove themselves with words, your ability to remain composed speaks louder than anything you could say. Your depth, your wisdom, your connection to something greater than just surface-level interactions make you different. And being different always attracts attention. So if you ever wonder why all eyes are on you, why people seem both fascinated and frustrated with you, it's because they sense that you are chosen. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. The ones who are meant to be part of your journey will respect the depth you bring. The ones who aren't, they'll keep trying to figure you out, only to realize that you are not meant to be easily understood. So, the question is, will you continue to embrace this power, or will you try to conform to make others comfortable? Because the truth is, the world doesn't need another open book. It needs more individuals who know the value of mystery, wisdom, and self-awareness. And that, my friend, is what sets you apart. Declare today, by commenting below, "God is with me," and let that truth sink into your heart. Share this message with someone who might need it, because encouragement multiplies when spoken. 9. You walk away from control attempts, making them feel powerless. Have you ever noticed how some people thrive on controlling others, expecting them to react, engage, or even resist just to keep the game going? But you're different. When someone tries to manipulate or control you, you don't fall into their trap. You don't argue, you don't defend, and you don't stay to negotiate. Instead, you simply walk away. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power move. Your refusal to engage in their game leaves them standing there, stunned, grasping at thin air, because you didn't react the way they expected. They were counting on a fight, on resistance, on some form of struggle, because, to them, control only works when the other person plays along. But you don't play. You understand a fundamental truth that many miss. True power isn't in dominating others. It's in mastering yourself. The moment you choose to walk away, you send a silent but unshakable message. No one can control you unless you allow them to. This isn't arrogance. It's spiritual wisdom that few possess. Even the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power." And that's exactly what you've done. You don't seek validation from those who manipulate, nor do you need approval from those who thrive on control. You are free, and that freedom terrifies them. It's like trying to trap the wind in their hands. No matter how tightly they grasp, you slip right through. But why does this unsettle them so much? Because most people are conditioned to believe that power struggles are a necessary part of relationships, whether in work, friendships, or even family. They expect compliance or resistance, but never indifference. Your calm detachment makes them question everything they know. They were hoping to provoke a reaction, to keep you entangled in their web, but instead, they find themselves standing there, powerless. They wanted control, yet the only thing they achieved was watching you leave without a second thought. And here's the best part. Your ability to walk away doesn't just protect your peace. It reshapes the dynamics of every interaction. Over time, people learn that manipulation won't work on you. If they try to tighten their grip, they'll only push you further away. They begin to see that the only way to be in your presence is to respect your boundaries. And that's rare. That's powerful. That's what sets you apart. So, let me ask you, how many times have you stayed in situations that drained you just because you felt obligated to? How often have you let someone else's expectations dictate your choices? What would happen if, starting today, you chose to honor your own peace above all else? Because the truth is, those who truly value you will never need to manipulate you to keep you close. And those who try, well, they'll soon learn that you were never meant to be controlled. If this message speaks to you, take it a step further and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, we can build connections rooted in honesty and respect. 10. You expose the pretenses they hide behind. Your presence carries a weight that shakes the very foundations of those who have built their lives on pretense. You don't go around trying to expose anyone, yet your authenticity alone is enough to make the masks fall. In a world where so many move through life, hiding behind carefully constructed images seeking approval, avoiding scrutiny, or masking their insecurities, you come along as a force of truth. Your spiritual awakening has granted you a clarity that most lack, and without even trying, you strip away the layers that others use to shield themselves. People feel as though you see right through them, not because you're prying, but because you refuse to engage in anything superficial. You don't entertain empty words or false bravado, and that shakes people to their core. Those who rely on charm, manipulation, or appearances quickly realize that their usual tricks won't work on you. The moment they interact with you, the weight of their own illusions becomes unbearable. Some will find relief in this, feeling a deep longing for the freedom that comes with truth. They might gravitate toward you, sensing that your presence offers them an opportunity to be real, to let go of the exhausting act they've upheld for so long. Others, however, will feel threatened, defensive, even resentful, because facing their own falseness is too uncomfortable. And yet, this is the power of a spiritually awakened individual. You serve as a mirror, not by judgment, but by simply existing in alignment with your truth. When you are at peace with yourself, when you stand firm in your authenticity, those who are still hiding will either be inspired to do the same or recoil in discomfort. In modern life, where social media highlights curated perfection and most people fear true vulnerability, your presence is a disruption to the norm. The world has trained people to perform, to seek validation rather than truth, but you represent the exact opposite. You remind them that they cannot hide forever, that there is more to life than just keeping up appearances. Your presence alone is a challenge, an invitation to drop the act, to embrace something real. Whether people embrace or resist this exposure, one thing is certain: when they cross paths with you, they will never see themselves the same way again. That is the mark of someone truly chosen, someone walking in the fullness of their calling. So do not shrink yourself or dim your light to make others comfortable. Your authenticity is your power, and in a world starving for truth, you are a rare and necessary force. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What is your perspective on the importance of this value? Share your insights, and let's continue this conversation. 11. You embody strength and vulnerability, making you unpredictable. You carry a rare and powerful duality of strength and vulnerability, woven seamlessly into the fabric of who you are. People watch you closely, trying to decipher you, but you remain a mystery. You're not an open book, spilling every emotion and thought for all to read, nor are you a closed one, locked away and untouchable. Instead, you exist in the in-between, where depth and complexity create an undeniable presence. You radiate empathy, offering genuine care and understanding when others need it most. Yet, when the moment calls for it, you stand firm, unwavering in your beliefs and boundaries. This balance keeps people on edge because they never know which side of you they'll encounter. Will you be the compassionate listener, or will you be the force that cannot be swayed? That unpredictability is what makes you both intriguing and intimidating. Society tends to categorize people into neat little boxes, either strong and distant, or kind and yielding. But you don't fit into those limitations. You've come to understand that true resilience is not about being unshakable or indifferent. Rather, it's about knowing when to be open and when to guard yourself, when to offer love, and when to step away. People struggle to understand you because you challenge their expectations. They assume that kindness means weakness, that softness means submission. But with you, there's always more beneath the surface. The moment someone thinks they have you figured out, you reveal a depth they never anticipated. You're not easily manipulated because you see through intentions with clarity, and you're not easily broken because your spirit is rooted in something deeper. Spirituality, self-awareness, and a profound connection to your own growth. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur, Sophia. She built her career on both compassion and strength, knowing that leadership wasn't just about making tough decisions, but also about listening and understanding the needs of her team. Early on, people mistook her kindness for naivety, thinking they could take advantage of her empathy. But when necessary, she stood her ground, unafraid to enforce boundaries and uphold her vision. Investors, colleagues, and even competitors struggled to place her in a single category. Was she the nurturing mentor or the fierce leader? In reality, she was both. And because of that, she thrived. She became someone who could be both trusted and respected, someone who held power without losing her humanity. So, ask yourself, how often do you let others define you? Do you feel pressured to be either strong or soft instead of embracing both? The world may expect you to be predictable, to fit into an easy label, but real growth comes when you accept the complexity of who you are. Your strength isn't about being untouchable. It's about knowing that even when life challenges you, your core remains unshaken. Your vulnerability isn't about exposing your weaknesses. It's about having the courage to show your true self, but only to those who have earned that right. This balance is your gift, and it's why people can't take their eyes off you. They sense something rare, someone who moves with purpose, who refuses to be defined by one dimension, who walks the path of spiritual growth with both wisdom and heart. And that, above all else, is what sets you apart. And if you feel inspired by this message, type "I trust the process" as a way to affirm your strength, patience, and commitment to growth. Let's grow together. 12. They feel an inexplicable need to compete, but you don't engage. Have you ever noticed how some people feel this undeniable urge to compete with you, even when you're not playing the game? It's as if your very existence challenges them, like they need to prove something, not just to you, but to themselves. The truth is, when you carry spiritual wisdom and walk in your purpose, others can sense it, even if they don't understand it. And because they don't understand it, they react in the only way they know how, by trying to outshine you. But here's the thing. You're not even interested in competing. Your journey has never been about comparison. You don't measure your worth by how you stack up against others, because you understand something most people don't. Real success is about alignment, not achievement. It's about walking the path you were chosen for, not proving your value through external validation. This mindset confuses people. They're conditioned to believe that winning is about being better than someone else. But you move differently. You're not looking left or right. You're focused on your own lane, guided by something far greater than competition. And what happens when you refuse to engage? It unsettles them. They expect you to react, to fight for recognition, to seek approval. But instead, you remain steady, calm, and unbothered. Your silence speaks louder than any argument, and your confidence, rooted in something deeper, makes them question everything. It's like the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened." Your self-awareness, your inner peace, it's magnetic. People don't just want to beat you. They want to understand what gives you that unshakable presence. But here's the question you must ask yourself. Are you willing to let go of the need to be understood by those who are still playing a game you've already outgrown? Because the more you embrace your path, the more eyes will be on you. And not everyone watching is cheering. Some are just trying to figure out how you're moving so effortlessly while they struggle to keep up. But the chosen ones know. The only competition is who you were yesterday. As a chosen one, your journey is not about seeking approval, but about embracing your unique purpose with confidence and strength. Your presence challenges others to reflect on their own path, and that is a powerful gift. Keep walking boldly, knowing that your light cannot be dimmed. How has your experience as a chosen one shaped your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom for more insights on living with purpose. The best is yet to come. Stay blessed.